everybody, this is Seth Stewart coming to you again from Brookstone Financial. Today I want to talk about comprehensive retirement planning. We often use the analogy that folks come to retirement with multiple pieces to the puzzle. Those pieces could represent IRAs, 401ks, Social Security elections, pensions, if you're lucky enough to have a pension. The question becomes, which asset do we draw from first and why? And when it comes to retirement planning, what I often see firsthand is that most of our clients spend more money the first 5, 7, maybe even 10 years of retirement than they do later in life. So when we're retirement planning or income planning for our clients, we often like to itemize goals. And this all starts with identifying those goals. Number one goal would probably be your retirement income, the income you need to pay those necessities of life, taxes, utilities, food, clothing, etc. Optional goals could be travel budgets. And again, when folks retire, typically they spend more money in the first 5, 7, again, maybe even 10 plus years of retirement on travel. So we like to itemize a travel goal to take some of the money from the back end of the plan, push it toward the front so that they can check off those bucket list items when they're young and when they're healthy. So I want to give you a peek under the hood at some of the advanced software that we use to help our clients arrange their income in the most efficient means possible. And this takes all income sources into account. Again, things like Social Security, pensions, etc. But ultimately what we're trying to identify are what are the withdrawals that we're going to need to take from the portfolio to bridge the gap, okay, if there is an income gap after Social Security and after pension. So what's represented here in this orange line is the client's goals. Now, the reason why you see this orange line extending upward over time is because inflation. Groceries are going to cost more, gas is going to cost more, food is going to cost more in the future, so we have to account for inflation. Don't just look at level payouts and think that, okay, if I can live on $50,000 a year now and XYZ investment's going to provide $50,000 a year, you also have to take into account, again, for inflation. Because guess what? $50,000 10 years from now is not going to buy what $50,000 buys today. So that's why, again, you see this orange line trending upward over time. Once we establish goals, and that's really the first part to planning, is establishing one's goals. Now, obviously, they need to be realistic goals. So we establish those goals, and then we identify the assets and income streams necessary to or available to accomplish those goals. Assets, again, would be things like savings, 401ks, IRAs. These are lump sum assets that you may take small supplemental withdrawals over time. Income streams would be represented by things like Social Security and even pensions. Typically, income streams are much more predictable and typically more reliable as well. So we establish the goals, we identify the assets and income streams to meet those goals, and then we start filling up year by year. Okay, first of all, I'm going to turn on Social Security. Now I can see how much Social Security is coming in over time, year by year, and we are taking into account a small inflation adjustment or cost of living adjustment tied to Social Security. Typically we're using 1% because we're seeing smaller COLAs or cost of living adjustments over time. Now, we still have a shortfall though. Here's our goals. Here's what Social Security will provide. How do we fill that gap? So let's look at post-retirement income. Post-retirement income is represented by things like pensions. Again, more predictable, such as Social Security. So we layer on the pension. We see the pension coming in over time. And actually the pension started here in the earlier years because in this plan we looked at potentially delaying Social Security. So we have our Social Security represented. We also have our pension. Now, we also want to look at required minimum distributions. That's when you reach age 72, used to be age 70 and a half, but now it's 72. That's when you're forced to start taking money out of your qualified retirement plans. So we do account for the required minimum distributions coming in, again, beginning at age 72 in this case, coming in over time. And as you can tell, we still have somewhat of a shortfall in order to meet those goals. So we need to continue to try to bridge this gap. Now we're going to look at portfolio withdrawals. Now you can see the portfolio withdrawals are represented by these baby blue parts of the bar graph here are represented there over time. And in the earlier years of this plan, we see that the portfolio withdrawals are much larger. And in the later years of the plan, they get smaller. Now, here's the reason why that is. And let me tell you, folks, there really is no right or wrong answer when it comes to when or how to elect Social Security. It's all about preference and your comfort level. But anytime you're going to delay Social Security, right, it typically requires you to spend more of your money in the earlier years of the plan in order to delay Social Security. Now, if we backed up the Social Security withdrawal strategy, we would see a more even portfolio withdrawal rate over time, but possibly larger withdrawals in the future to keep pace with inflation. Folks, this is the type of in-depth retirement planning we provide here at Brookstone Financial. This is not product sales, folks. This is problem solving. And we all come to retirement with various pieces of the puzzle. Let us help you solve that puzzle. Let us help you provide the picture on the box. We can provide you the picture on the box for your retirement plan and show you how to efficiently organize all of your assets and income streams to decrease the risk of running out of income during retirement and to be more tax efficient along the way. If you'd like to take advantage of a complimentary consultation, I encourage you to give our office a call. The phone number is at the bottom of the screen. It's 812-288-9000. Again, we do offer complimentary one-on-one consultations. Due to the coronavirus, we do offer Zoom meetings. So with our technology, it's very easily shared through a Zoom meeting. And again, I'd encourage you to give us a call. You can visit us online, brookstonefinancial.com, or like us on Facebook under Brookstone Financial. And we look forward to seeing you here really, really soon.